I'm exhausted. I can't even go on anymore. So first of all, I want to thank and congratulate all those that are getting awards tonight. And I'm going to talk about my favorite awardee tonight, Henrietta Margolis, Nunno. It was the spring semester 1965, almost 50 years ago, that Henrietta Margolis, a young, bright-eyed, attractive-looking student, walked into the first day of histology class. She was a professor's dream come true, smart, attentive, energetic, but most importantly, she laughed at everything that I said. Funny jokes, not so funny jokes. Even when I said good morning class, she broke into pieces. So I thought to myself that this is a gem I must keep. And so I did for almost 25 years, minus the time that she worked in Professor Lamara's lab to get her doctorate degree. I want to reflect on this period at Brooklyn College. After Henny earned her BS cum laude, I hired her as my first technician on my first grant that studied the structure and function of fish pituitary glands. After Henny completed her PhD degree, she returned to my laboratory as a research associate and established an envious international reputation as a neuroendocrine physiologist. In the studies that we conducted, we used small tropical fish, platyfish and swordtails, like the kind you have in your freshwater aquarium at home, to unravel the mechanisms of genetic and hormonal control of reproduction, development, aging, and cancer, and extrapolated these results to other vertebrates, including humans. It was largely through the brilliance of Henrietta that we became pioneers in the process of immunocytochemistry, a process that uses antibodies to identify protein hormones in the brain and the endocrine systems at the microscopic level. With this information, we were able to draw on maps of humoral changes at critical stages from birth to death and firmly establish the important control links of the brain over the pituitary gland, thus explaining how basic endocrine processes are regulated. There were many other significant accomplishments. Henrietta helped us understand the role of prolactin, you know, the hormone that controls lactation in humans, in controlling melanomas, which are pigment cell cancers. There were also the extensive studies on the olfactory system, the smell apparatus. The studies that she led gave us a better understanding of their neuronal connections and their function in the reproductive system development and aging. And it also helped us to better understand sexual and mating behavior and what goes on in the lily pond in the spring. And then there was a series of experiments that we reminisce over after Henny and I have had a few vodkas, but we never divulge these to our kids. Those experiments were designed to study the effect of THC, cannabinoids, you know, the stuff from marijuana, on the reproductive system using sperm production as our metric. How many of you know those substances? Raise your hand. Security, this section here. Again, using our fish model, we administered the cannabinoids and proceeded to stimulate the release of sperm from these very small fish in a process familiar to most of you, but inappropriate to discuss at this time. But this information is available if you ask us. We had the happiest fish I have ever seen, always smiling, doing backstrokes on occasion as they swam through the tank. These experiments were never completed, not because we ran out of fish or of assistants. We had countless students lined up at our doors wanting to volunteer for the experiments. So you see, our beloved Henrietta had a very impressive career before she had 3 other incredible careers. One such career was as a researcher at the New York Blood Center, where she studied the virus inactivation that led to 6 patents. Another career at the Cardozo School of Law, where she graduated magna cum laude in the top 5% of her class. And yet another career as a professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, where she combined her knowledge of law and science to pioneer programs in forensic medicine and to develop curriculum in science for minority students. For all of these reasons and more, I am honored and delighted to confer the Brooklyn College Alumni Association Distinguished Achievement Award in Science to Dr. Henrietta Margolis, Nunno.
I'm truly honored. I really want to thank Brooklyn College for giving me such a wonderful education, such a wonderful background in science, mainly due to the wonderful professors I had there, especially Dr. Schreibman, who deserves so much of my thanks for that wonderful introduction, for serving as such a good mentor and friend for so many years, for more years than either of us would like to admit. And most of all, I want to thank him for what he did for me in the early 1970s when I was a single mother with 2 kids in diapers. And he encouraged me and inspired me to go to graduate school and to become a research scientist. And that was when I did go back to Brooklyn College to study and to get a CUNY degree with Brooklyn College as my home campus. I also would like to thank my family for the many sacrifices that they made for my career, especially for my children, for my daughter Lara Kazan and my son Wayne, who grew up at a time when all their friends' mothers were stay-at-home moms, and theirs was always in the lab. A special thank you goes to my wonderful husband, Larry, who put up with me and encouraged me and supported me through all my ups and downs and all my career changes, and was always there for me. And I want to thank all my wonderful friends and relatives for being here tonight to support me in this honor.